people in the local market, Columbia market, in the state of South Carolina, when they're in your position and, you have done something that I feel like is so hard to master. Listen, you're going to have people that disagree with you, dislike you. I don't think you're doing your job if you don't. But you've been able to do something. Again, I look at other guys, and I'm not going to name names, but you look at other guys in the state of South Carolina that try to teeter the line and try to be fair to both of the major universities in South Carolina. Obviously, Clemson and South Carolina, the two schools, the fan bases hate each other. And most of the guys that I see come through, not even fault of their own, really, because I think it's just so hard not to somewhat pick a side or at least come off as you favor one side or the other. And I'll say especially now with the success Clemson's having, Clemson's the reason you got to go to the national championship, and you start to do all these different things. And so I think I've seen some guys, you develop sort of a soft spot because you enjoy covering the team that's winning, that's having all the success. Versus South Carolina, since you've gotten in the Columbia market, it's been a little bit of a struggle. I mean, we can both say that. It's been a struggle. Just what do you think has made you so good at, again, just walking that line and being so 50-50? Because I really do feel like there is mutual respect for you from South Carolina and Clemson fans. And I just don't think everybody in the South Carolina market can say that. And it's really no fault of their own. I want to make that clear. It's no fault of their own. It's just really hard to do. But what do you think's made you successful in doing that?
Well, I appreciate that because it's obviously one of the most difficult things in the world because I know at the end of the day, I'm in the backyard of Gamecock country. I mean,
Right.
We're literally 10 minutes away from Williams-Brice.
Mm.
So, you got to realize, your audience mainly is going to be Gamecock fans, but at the same time, we're in the state capital. And I think that upsets people sometimes. It's like, why are you leading off with Clemson or why are you talking about Clemson as much? Well, we're in the state capital. I mean, they're just as important, whether people want to realize that or not, or say that or not, they're just as important. I think what honestly has helped me is when I was a high school beat writer, I had to cover our Thanksgiving Day arrival. I mean, that's a huge thing in Massachusetts, Thanksgiving Day football, high school football, being able to wake up, you play your Thanksgiving Day arrival. I had to cover them, and I had to cover them against, my high school. And, things went very well for me that lone year that I worked on it, on that beat. And I wanted to be able to continue that, but I knew that Thanksgiving Day was going to be very difficult. So you just have to go out there and you got to be just as fair as possible. And I think from there, being able to go to somewhere like Mississippi, and I covered Ole Miss and Mississippi State, I covered the Egg Bowl. It's very similar. I think it's nastier with the rivalry here with Clemson and USC, and that's not a bad thing at all.
Right.
As I always call it, as I like to call it, I don't call it hate. I'm sure there's plenty of people that say they hate Clemson, but I believe it's true sports hate.
Right.
I think the sports hate is just the way I look at it because, not to get all philosophical. I mean, there's people that are going to, I hate the Yankees. I'm a Boston guy. I hate the Yankees. And I know some people say it's not the exact same thing because, some people go to USC, some people go to Clemson, and it can really divide a household, especially, when you're talking about 364 days leading up to the big game for football. So I think being able to use those experiences help you a little bit. But I think more than anything, you can't get a true grasp of what this rivalry is all about until you finally work in the state like here and you're here for a little bit. So I think when I first got here, I just was trying to do whatever I had to do, what I was being told. But then after that first year, you realize, all right, this is how things go down. Just be careful of how you word things. But at the same time, too, you can have fun with it. You can poke fun at USC fans. You can poke fun at Clemson fans. You can have fun with it. Because at the end of the day, people are going to get sensitive about it either way. If I say something bad about USC, I know I'm going to get attacked. If I say something bad about Clemson, I know, the Clemson fans are going to come out at me. So, it comes with the territory, like you said. But at the same time, too, you got to be able to have some fun with it because it's a rivalry like none other. And I'm very fortunate to have been able to cover it the last couple of years.